Alright guys, this is 1488 back here for part 3 of my 2012 year in review. And this is about my YouTube, things I did on YouTube this year. And mostly it has been all web. Excuse me, although it took a little in my throat. Basically web videos, webcam videos and stuff like that. You know, me talking right in front of the laptop here on my Acer Aspire laptop. And there have been some times that I've used, I did some special projects, but of course, one talking about, you know, with my friend John Wetzel, who has a YouTube channel. I'll talk more about that later. And of course, I uploaded and brought back a video that I did in the past. Um, went Took it off of it being private and being social again. So let's just talk about the year review 2012. Let's talk about my first video was of course I uploaded the 2012 ball drop on New Year's Rockin' Eve 2012. Eventually, for us, it was um, a sad time because it was eventually then a sad time because this was then Dick Clark's final New Year's Rockin' Eve. Eventually, he passed away in April, and I didn't talk about much about that, so I'll talk about that later on in celebrity deaths. Then I have finally got the full DVD. I uploaded the full DVD of my experience at the 2006 Pennsylvania Special Olympic Winter Games in Johnstown. I know I said in previous videos, about a year or two ago, that I promised that I'd be back in Special Olympics. That has not been the case, and I'll tell you then later on why. Then, my first Schroeder Show episode was when I talked about coming back to football and playing for the Lycan Thunder. That I did, and then I did my first product try in a while. 2 years ago, I did Gatorade G Series 3, which was that ugly, tasty, milk tasting Gatorade. I didn't like that, the protein stuff. So then I did Pepsi next, and I got 116 views for that. 47 for the Return to Football Show episode 6. 45 for the Pennsylvania Special Olympics, and then 98 for the ball drop dub, which I did the countdown by myself. I did it over Dick Clark and Ryan Seacrest. Then we made my friend John Wetzel, who eventually suffers from EDS, which is a very rare disease. Um, if you ever get a chance, look that up. I mean, you'll find a lot of information about EDS, and he's got it. And my dear friend, of course, he just moved to Lancaster. He did live about a mile away from my house, about a mile or two, and we had a great time spending time with each other over the last few during the during this during from that point until the summer, and we did a Mio product tryout. Uh, and that was, and then 5 months ago, I went back on the Schroeder Show, and I did a talk on two things on Nickelodeon: Power Rangers and returning to game shows with Figure It Out. And it was the first time I've ever done a Power Ranger video talk about Power Rangers because I didn't want people to know that I'm a sissy for watching Power Rangers. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. I'm a 90s I'm a kid of the 80s and kid of the 90s. I will always love shows that I used to watch when I was a kid, especially Power Rangers. Once you're a fan of Power Rangers, you're a fan for life. And then I talked to when I found out the whole about the NCAA violation. I talked about that, and it really pissed me off that when about the Penn State sanctions. Of course, I got 40 for the Mio tryout, 79 for my talk on Nickelodeon, and then 36 for the reaction to the punishment on Penn State. Then I decided to unprivatize my very first YouTube video back in 2000 from 2008. And there has been some I don't know what people have been asking or what, but here's the reason why I privatized it in the first place. A couple of years ago, I saw my friend that I fell, of course, and I talked about in the video uh, that I was in love with. I had a crush on a woman that I met in school in 1998. Almost been 15 years. Well, eventually she came. We met for the first time since 2004. In 2010, late 2010, and I decided because my past, I didn't want her to be, thinking that I'm a creep again. So I decided to privatize the video because I mentioned her name. Even though I spelled her last name wrong, she probably knew what I was. I talked about her being in the YouTube business and stuff like that. Of course, I had a weird relationship with her best friend, which really, made me want to judge myself as a person. To date fat, ugly people. And I'm not trying to be a pig about it, I'm just saying that's what happened. So, and it gained more videos, gained more views. I mean, it used to be at 2,600, and right now it's at 2,731. So, and it was, of course, my first one, Raven Teen Time Tribute. I Was Made for Loving You, and that was when I was, starting to experiment to do the videos on YouTube. That was my very first one back in March or April of 2008. And then when I got fired from Rapid Transit, a week or two later, I did a video saying I was jobless and saying that I was a miserable piece of shit person and I was worried about losing my job, losing my spot on the football team, and eventually that happened. And then I talked about, and when Texas legend Daryl K. Royal passed away, I did a video, did a tribute to Daryl K. Royal when he died from Alzheimer's disease. And then just a few days ago, I talked about when I started working for Panera Bread. And so that's about it in terms of uploads and stuff like that. So that, and of course doing these urine review videos, and while I've got some time here, I would like to give you some information about what I am willing to do for the first time in almost 2 years. This is the first time I'll be doing this with a Windows 7 computer. All my previous Teen Time videos, Teen Time Kiss videos, have been made on my previous Acer laptop, which was then on Windows XP. I'm going to try to attempt to do one on Windows 7. And right now, I'm on the process of making my first Teen Time Kiss video since February of 2011. And the reason why this long, well, I didn't know what to expect of Windows 7, of course. And of course, then, well, it's going to be worth it. So, when it's complete, it'll be kick-ass. It's going to be Teen Titans Detroit Rock. It'll be Detroit Rock City, and that's what I'll be doing. So, until Then this is 1488 signing out. We'll talk more about some big name celebrity deaths in just a few minutes. All right, and then we'll talk more about this Teen Titan video. All right, catch you later.